Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after the tea break. I, Swara,
And I, Parinita.
students of PGDM at National Insurance Academy, are honored to take you forward through the fourth panel discussion of the day, where we shall delve into the theme The Real Risk Takers Alumni Journey in Building a Career Across the Insurance Ecosystem. These discussions bring together distinguished alumni of National Insurance Academy who have craved unique career paths across the insurance value chain. Today, they'll share with us not only their journeys but also their perspectives on risk taking, leadership, and growth in the ever evolving sector.
The discussion will be moderated by Mr. Rohit Kumar, co founder and Chief Business Officer at Aponli Technologies. Accompanying him, we have our distinguished panelist, Mr. Amrish Khaitan, Executive Director at Salasar Services, Mr. Pankaj Sudar, Head of Distribution, Learning and Capability Development at Kotak Mahindra Life Insurance, Mr. Prabal Khanna, co-founder and Chief Operating and Technology Officer at Finsol Resources, and Mr. Sudhakar Sivnathan, Senior Director at Plum. May I now invite all our esteemed speakers to kindly join us on the dais as we briefly introduce them.
Our moderator for the discussion, Mr. Rohit Kumar, is the co-founder and Chief Business Officer at Aponli Technologies. With vast expertise in building tech-driven insurance solutions and deep industry knowledge, he is known for shaping innovative strategies in the ecosystem. Prior to the current role, he has held leadership and strategies roles at Advantage Club, Edenred, ICICI Bank, and ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, spanning fintech, employee benefits, D2C, B2B insurance, and banking.
Mr. Amrish Khaitan is the Executive Director at Salasar Services, Insurance Broker Private Limited. With more than 18 years of experience in direct and reinsurance broking, he has transformed Salasar into Eastern India's largest insurance broker and one of the top 25 in the country. His leadership has earned Salasar the Asochem Broker of the Year award twice in 2022 and 2024.
Mr. Pankaj Sutar is the Head of Distribution, Learning and Capability Development at Kotak Mahindra Life Insurance. With 13 plus years in learning and development, he has driven impactful strategies at Tata AIG and Kotak Life, enabling distribution excellence across the insurance sector, and has been instrumental in strengthening leadership and capability development at scale.
Mr. Prabal Khanna is the co-founder and Chief Operating and Technology Officer at Finsol Resources, India's first insurance premium financing company. He has earlier worked with Swiss Re and Accenture. At Finsol, he has scaled the business to 13,000 plus locations, pioneering financial inclusion through innovative insurance financing solutions.
Mr. Sudhakar Shivnathan is the Senior Director and Head of Enterprise Account Management at Plum, driving employee benefit solutions. He has held key roles at Marsh McLennan and Tata Consultancy Services. With deep expertise in employee benefits and insurance broking, he is shaping Plum's journey of innovation in health and benefits management.
Now, I request my colleagues to formally welcome our dignitaries with floral bouquet.
Thank you. With that, I now kindly invite our moderator, Mr. Rohit Kumar, to commence the discussion. If time permits, the panel will also take questions from the audience towards the end of the session. Over to you, sir.
Very good evening, everyone. I think it is a toughest session for us because one, we have been part of you one day. Second, we have now got the first, second, third panel journey already taken. So you guys are overboard with knowledge. That's what we assume. And third is all of us sitting here are recruiters. So all three considered. Let me first uh, thank respected Director Sir, our alma mater, National Insurance Academy, guiding force, Susma ma'am, the most energetic, always, uh, Archana ma'am and Ruchika ma'am for getting this, and are always cheerleading us, all alumni, uh, Vaishali ma'am and Madhuri ma'am. Now, they have been, thank you so much for one, understanding that, yeah, this is a need to have a panel which is exclusive alumni panel at Tatva. Second, this gives a perspective that what the first three panel are try to decode. This is the panel which is disrupting and delivering. So it is a benchmark panel. As we move in, it's an honor and privilege both to conduct the first Tatva all alumni exclusive panel. And another one for this is, this started by my fellow member, Amrish Bhai was part of 2006 batch, and Tatva was started then. So this has been a journey. As we move in and try to disrupt, first decode, then disrupt, and then deliver. NIA first decoded us as an MBA batch, then kind of disrupted the market, and you guys are one part of delivery and we are other part of delivery. So if you look at in a nutshell, we are very co-related to what HR Tatva Summit is all about. Now, as we move in, the topic for us was the real risk takers. And yes, together we will all explore how the leadership, the risk which we have taken, the decisions which we take, and the results which we have driven with the different challenging times, we'll explore through our conversation. Amrish Bhai, coming back to you, you have been a second generation entrepreneur. Did an MBA from NIA, took a risk, 2006, first batch, gained corporate experience, and then moved on and scaled your journey, build a venture which is next level beyond what the first generation did. When you see a B school graduates, what do you see that they should know about insurance and how they position themselves into the industry in the coming days to come?
I use Rohit's mic. Yeah, so, just going back to where by 2006. So 2006, was also a zero-sum game for and onwards, for all the batches. So the whole thing is that the insurance industry now expects a lot from NIA students in the sense 2006 was fairly new. The expectations are very different. We had to swim our own, we had to swim ourselves there. What now it is expected is that with certain level of intelligence, what is expected out of the industry is that NI as an academy and students who are coming out, already have certain base built. Number one. So when you go out to the corporate world and people talk to you, they should sense some sort of uh, uh, insurance in you, that things vis-a-vis compared to any other graduate. Maybe your managerial skills are not up to that mark because you're not expected to be, but your technical skills, your understanding of the subject uh, has to be there. So that's very important, and for that, what I feel, you need to be very clear when you enter the academy. What are you looking at? Because insurance is a vast space. You have life, you have general, you have reinsurance, you have retro, you have agriculture. Within the direct, within insurance, you have a lot of specializations itself. Within the general insurance business itself, you have a lot of specialization. So initially, you have to start with a particular niche, and what is expected that whenever you start with a particular thing, you have to excel in that. So it is expected out of each student to pass out to be very clear. What I feel, number one, to know where you want to be. Don't have that. In our first batch, people were still thinking whether to do general or life. That issue was there, uh, and that's there in all. So we had 26 people in general and 5 in life. 5 in life had to sit separately, and 26 in general had to sit separately when there were segregation of batch. You don't have a problem because your now batch size is big. Even subsequently, when 60 people were there in a batch, these issues were there. So be very clear. For that, I feel you need to engage with the industry, have industry people around you, have talks on the subject, and who will take the initiative. That is the first thing. You have to take the initiative. Let me be very clear that in the first 5 years of NIA, when we were there, it is the students who had taken the initiative to go to Bombay, catch hold of people there, get him into the campus. That's what the directive by Dr. K.C. Mishra, who said that you have to build the organizer, you have to build NIA what it is. It's not me. He obviously helped us, to give some direction, but then you have to go. So if you are expecting that, your faculties will go around and get those people to train you, it's wrong. You should have that liberty to go. So yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that you have to be very clear, and you have to help yourself to build the base and to build the foundation. I think so, and I gives that freedom, and you should capitalize on that, and there your recognition will come. So when our first batch, the initiatives were such that everybody in the industry knew our people. So our recruitment was not a problem, and that was a challenge also. You can imagine the challenges what we have. So yeah, so you have to deliver what the industry wants. Our base at that time was not even 3 lakhs starting salary. Now the base is, I'm sure, 10-12 lakhs as a starting salary. So you expect the jump. So the jump in delivery has to be there also. So that's my submission of the industry expectation.
Thank you, Amrish bhai. I think your legacy and fresh perspective will always add to the conversation, plus to the students what they want to pursue next. Uh, I think risk is something which always associated with any movement you want to do, which is on an unknown charter territory. And I remember the time we were moving into our organization, setting up only. It was a risk, not financial, but the risk of people not believing that what we are getting in. And that's what I can relate, that risk has a learning curve which nobody can take it away from each one of us when we take that risk. Coming to Sudhakar, you have been part of new age insurtech space at a time when many professionals are moving away from insurance industry. What made you and inspired you to be committed in the industry and moved you forward?
Hey, good evening. So, I could see many of you are dozing off or tired. I don't want to take much of your time, but yeah, I'm really glad, happy to be in the campus after a long time. So, I've been in the industry for close to 10 years and really happy about it. I want all of you to be part of this growth journey or rocket ship for few reasons. This industry is growing at a CAGR of 15% plus for the last 2 decades. So this is one of the base fundamental reason, and it is really evident that we are part of a industry or sector which is outperforming every other or close to almost all the industry out there in our country. And one other reason is that this industry is ever evolving, and the rate of evolution or the innovation is at optimum at this point in time. We are at the right juncture, right? And if you look at, there are many stakeholders in this ecosystem, right? Insurance ecosystem, you have insurers and brokers, TPAs, loss assessors, a lot of stakeholders, and everyone is evolving, disrupting at their own business level, right? So industry will continue to grow, and we have larger scope of penetration as well. With that in mind, I strongly feel this industry will grow in double digits at least for the next 2 decades, for that matter. And for you to be successful in this industry, or why these are the few reasons, which is like a fundamental reason why we have to be with the industry. And this is the only industry which didn't suffer degrowth during COVID pandemics, because none of the corporates are going to uh, defer or take away the risk premium that they want to pay and cover their fundamental risk. So this is one of the industry where it is not prone to attrition or degrowth or stuff like that. So this is one of the industry that is stable to be in. And with the kind of investments going in AI, and the headcount slashing happening in the different parts of the world, um, with we see insurance, we being trained in insurance, studying insurance for 2 years. I feel like working or getting associated with an insurance company and our industry is relevant for our people, right? And I don't know how long a BA role or SBA role will be relevant for our people, especially for our people, speaking about our cohort. And also, what will make you a successful industry person is that I want you all to be really agile, and don't look at or have a limited view of what we are learning here, or products which is like cyber liability, or don't define yourself or limit yourself to the product of your choice. So look at, have a broader picture. So look at how business is operating and how you can contribute to the chain of business, and look at what your company wants from you. And in turn, if you deliver what it wants, your company will grow and industry will grow, and you will grow along with them, right? And and I'm really glad now, as an industry, we are creating products for our consumers, keeping consumers in mind. If you look at a decade back, we have off the shelf product and we were pushing it to the customers. Right now, we are creating flexible products. We are creating products as per customer needs, which is in itself is an evolution, right? So we are moving in the right direction, and the industry will continue to grow with the kind of disruptions that is happening in the market in terms of tech, product, and process efficiencies in each and every department of it. Can be either in an insurance company or in a broking field. So we are moving in a right direction at a greater pace. So I want you all to be part of the industry, and it can be live or general, that is up to you. But yeah, so I insist all of you to be part of this. Though personally I had an opportunity to be part of a consulting firm and an IT firm, I didn't take that up because I feel like personally, professionally, I found a greater ROI in this industry, right? So that's about, yeah.
Wonderful, Sudhakar. I think staying rooted while innovating is the creates the most lasting impact. Prabal, you have been building something niche that could shape the future of insurance. How do you see strengthening the academia industry interface? And what steps can enhance collaboration for upcoming professionals?
I think, in my opinion, while I mean, I'll have this conversation, or I'll have my views come across as if I'm talking to my own self, which is also true in a lot of ways. Uh, I think the collaboration between the industry and academia has to be pivoted on one single thing. Right? What is it that we get for the industry? Because any business, if you talk about, it is going to be very difficult to talk about anything which is not of interest, right, for them, right? So we need to identify whatever is of interest for the business at that moment, right? Like today I can't go and talk about say establishing a new line of business, right, in an insurance company, while their problem might be of expanding a particular line of business where they have allocated resources and done a lot of effort, right? Put in a lot of effort there. So if you align yourself to the need of the hour of the industry, of the company that you are talking to, I think that is going to be very, very relevant. Then, apart from that, I think uh, academia always has a soft corner, right, with the industry. If you guys call upon anybody in the industry and say that I'm a student, right, more often than not you will get entertained. If we actually on the panel call people across the industry, then they would always think that, oh, it is because of their interest that they're calling, right? So you have that advantage right now, right? You can make most of it, right? Honestly, we did not do, right, because at that time the evolution in our heads also was not that great, and also nobody was there to show us a vision, right, in terms of how do we do exactly this that we're talking about, the industry and academia collaboration, right? So in that sense, this is what I would recommend you guys to do. Figure out what are the pain points of the industry, provide your inputs very freely, even if they are wrong. I'm sure the academia will not be looking at it in bad light. I'm sure in industry is also not going to look at it in bad light. They're only going to sort of give constructive inputs back to you guys. Plus, feel free to go ahead and bug seniors. I mean, like us on the panel, I'm sure there are thousands of other people who can help you, right? Not just from NIA, from other colleges as well. Somebody who's there in the industry, who doesn't like somebody calling you and telling them, how can I solve this problem, right? So you guys can do that right now. Feel free to do it. If like one thing that I did when I was in college was that I LinkedIn had just come up, and that time I had a profile, and I just would look at profiles and just give them LinkedIn requests, right? Somehow, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the line, I would, if I would connect with them or if I would drop them a message, they would think that, oh, probably I would have met this guy at that time, right? So it really helps. Even that smaller thing has helped me, and has helped me a lot when I started up on my own, right? So I would say that every small step counts, and look at the compounding value, right? You see us after spending some time in the industry, we have probably reached a certain stage. You amongst your friends also will see the same thing, right? 10 years down the line, the people that we have here will also be at very, very relevant positions, right? So think about that. Think about the compounding value of your inputs right now, and that's how I would recommend you to sort of look at, right?
Excellent, Prabal. Academia and industry working hand in hand, uh, that will make the future generation future ready. Pankaj, you have a very unique career. You have built career in learning and development. How have HR intervention shaped your journey and influenced your growth in the insurance sector?
Yeah, as you mentioned that my journey, so I have 4 years experience in life and 10 years experience in general insurance. So, but what I observed this industry as an insurance industry, whether it's a general insurance, whether it's a life insurance, they are driven on two concepts. One is the knowledge driven; it's completely on the knowledge, and the second is the people. So knowledge driven is basically maybe whatever the systems they are using, the whatever the portals they are using, or whatever the products they are using, the same products can be copied or can be used by another companies also. Same way you also know that one insurance company is bringing with new technology, and automatically you will see that other companies also bringing that kind of technology, or they are bringing that kind of products also. And those are like my fellow colleagues or my seniors also who are in the broking pattern. They also know that once any particular product is coming, and they know what kind of cutthroat competition is there, where the competition in terms of pricing, in terms of value added services, and all. Even similarly on the life insurance is the same also. And the second most important piece is the people. And this entire in like in last 13 years what I have observed, it's more about the people driven company, and the people builds values, people build the culture, people builds the system ecosystem, and that's how these all insurance companies are getting differentiated between each other and all. So maybe once as a broker, as an intermediary, they want to work with particular one company. Why? Because of their culture, because of their people. Correct. Technology everyone has, so that's a kind of experience and all. Definitely the hr plays, it's very silent piece they play. So mostly in the business side, the sales teams are in the front whenever they go and fight for the business. But the hr is, they plays a that kind of framework or that backbone for the organization, where they're building the culture and they're building the capabilities for the people also. And you also know that in any organization, if you are going to remove the training or HR function, so automatically you'll see that there will be no development. Maybe they can get the short-term growth, but the longer-term sustainability and growth, they have the build the culture, and culture is getting built not only the through leadership development programs, not only through the behavioral development programs. It's lots of technical programs also when they are upcoming, like any new technology is coming. And then if you have a proper training or proper uses of how the application of this particular system will be useful for your organization, and many organization has taken the advantage out of it. So that's hr plays a crucial part in the organizational growth. But for the business growth, you require the people who are at the front, at those who have the sales enablement. And for that, HR in my entire career, so I started with life, then general, then again now I'm in the Kotak Life as a head for the distribution learning. So distribution is all about that, how you can build the future leaders, and because that's the most important and critical part. So that's why I'm thinking that, and what I have observed and I realized also that HR plays a very important one, but they are very silent. So you never knows. And many people here, they will think HR is just doing the rangolis. Guys, no, they they colored your future and they colored your talent. So that's the big thing that we have to be carried.
Yeah, yeah. I want to add something. Permission of
Please, please.
So, whatever you do in academy never goes for a waste, and I am firm believer of that. I'll give you a short example, and I regret it now because it was a good opportunity to make money, but I couldn't. Uh, I did a research paper on parametric insurance. You know parametric insurance? People in 2006, people thought it was a waste, dumped it. But I had a belief. So at that time Gujarat earthquake had taken place, and I got an opportunity from my firm, which I got recruited to work with General Insurance Corporation of India, with Marsh Sanjay Kedia, to do a research on parametric insurance with them in Willis, where I work. I did a paper there also, and I presented to my boss there. He said that's a concept, will come later, and I agreed to him. And so it was a full stop there. Now, I feel parametric insurance will come in India like a rampant thing. So what I'm trying to say that any new concept, any new theory which you learn in college, take it with you. Take it with you. See where it will apply where you work. Don't be afraid to do projects. Don't be afraid to participate in that, because if it works, you will be the first beneficiary, and you will be the creator of that, which will give you tremendous satisfaction. So I feel you should take it. Don't think it's a waste. Like in life, you will learn physics, chemistry, biology, but you think it's a waste. It's not a waste. So so in insurance, you should continue with your thinking because that will take you to the next level. And that's what recruiters are looking at. You should think and think. Don't give it up. Some person who feels it is right will, give you a wow for it someday. Will not.
Yeah, thank you, Amish bhai. I think it's a good addition. And I think going back to memory lane always helps. Coming back again to Amrish bhai, risks aren't one-time decisions. How do you personally describe and decide which risks you take every day worth taking?
So again, for this, I have to go to my journey. So when for me, for you, everybody has to understand what's your zero sum game, where your tipping point is. That's very important. Otherwise, you'll not be able to grow in life. What I feel. For me, NI was a zero sum game because I had no business. My family business was kind of zero. I had nothing to do. In 2002, my dad started the broking firm, and I joined my broking firm. Without knowledge, nothing could happen. I joined NI at a zero sum game, and I had to again reinvent myself here as per your team, and then deliver. So you have to understand your tipping point, number one. So once you are there, you have to understand your tipping point where you need to be next. So my thing was I only wanted to do reinsurance. So tipping point was I want a reinsurance recruiter. So I did all the things. So I got into my reinsurance broking at Willis. That was the only option I had. I didn't want to do direct broking. It was a waste of time for me. So I learned so that I can start reinsurance business in my own business. So the risk was that I'd sat only for one interview. That was Willis, and that person Prem Bhamunu, I remember saying that you'll join your own dad's business. But I told him, sir, if I'm good, take me. He took me. I'm lucky for that. So you have to understand your tipping point. You have to take your risks. Then when I switched, it was a zero sum game for me because it was my broking firm was quite small. I had to take it to expert, and I had to take my risks there. I had to analyze it, take the risk, and then at certain stage of life now, I can take more risks because my risk-taking ability has increased because I have understood that this much of money I want, this much of vision I'm having, and if I want to achieve my vision, now I've got my money where I have the safety net of my family. I can take now risks which are worth taking because if I achieve, I will move. I will go to my vision, which is become on the top 10 broking firms in India by 2030. So it's your risks keeps on increasing. You need to understand your tipping point, financial number one, with your family number two, and where is your vision and where are you. So that helps you in deciding, understand and take risks step by step. Although I feel I'm 5 years late, but now my thing is I want to take more risks, and I'm gearing up more. Building more people investment. Frankly, investing in HR. And I speak to my HR every day for 5-10 minutes every day. What's happening? Reinventing the HR wheel, having external consultants, investing in more, which I didn't do a long time back. So it's all helping. So understand your tipping point and just move ahead. Otherwise, it's not worth it. So yeah. And the other thing is whether you want to work or you want to remain in the entrepreneurship scale. Decide that first. Or work and then entrepreneurship scale. I think if you have that clarity, you can take risks. Around.
Great point, Amish bhai. Risk is rarely a one-shot choice, I guess. It's a series of choice which, yeah, and you keep taking it, and with a conviction, it starts giving you a result. Sudhakar, innovation always comes with failures. Can you share a instance where something did not work out and what you learned from it?
So professionally, we day in day out we face few failures, and it could be us losing large deals with competitors, and it could be like professionally and personally also we might want to achieve something, and we want to be in a stage or a phase which we might not end up doing it or end up achieving, and I don't want to take that really as a failure. So rather, I will find a way to crack it or take risks to crack it or find ways to better myself to uh, be there, right? So that is a kind of uh, step I would take. And even if you look at my career as such, it was like after 8 9 years or close to 8 9 years, it has set conventional broking MNC broking house. It was like I was having a good run, but I thought, okay, that is kind of not. It is not making me happy, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So then I thought, okay, I should figure out something. Then I joined a startup inshort tech firm where things are chaotic, and it is we have to solve problems, we have to figure out ways out. So it is like it demands a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of things to do. So that way I don't that way I feel like we become resilient to face, and in this kind of environment you will keep hearing a lot of no's and a lot of resistance, and it will be always uncertain. So you will figure out things on your own, so you will learn to navigate problems, find solutions, and failures are not something which is like it is not related to an event as such. So it can happen to us anytime, and we should be always ready to overcome that. So my one advice to all of you is that be agile and have plan B in place, and collaborate with stakeholders. Don't drive things on your own. Have multiple people support system with you, and it is not only about you all the time. So and be committed. So that's from my end. Yeah.
I, failures are, I think, the biggest pillars of success. And what I can hear from you is exactly coming out that way. And that's how you're building your blocks from the journey of convection, then moving into a tech, which is now disrupting. Prabal, what new skills or mindsets must student build to thrive in a rapidly changing insurance industry?
So, I'll probably connect my answer to the previous topic as well, right? And I'll give you an example for the question that Sudhakar was asking, was answering, and probably then I'll relate it, right? So, you guys understand what is my company doing? Just a show of hands, quick show of hands. Yes or no? No is also nice, right? Yes. So for the rest of the guys, I'll tell you, we finance insurance. If somebody wants to buy insurance, doesn't have that money at that moment, we help them so that they can convert it into EMIs. Very simple, right? You guys have bought phones on EMI, probably. I'm sure this generation would be buying sneakers also on EMI, right? So we are doing a little bit more responsible of building a product which is financially stable, right, for your lives into EMIs, right? So while I can say all of these wonderful things about my product, what the industry told me was that in simple and plain words, इंश्योरेंस नहीं बिकती है, इंश्योरेंस के ऊपर लोन तो कोई बिल्कुल नहीं देगा, right? The one thing that helped me in that journey, right, was probably just looking and focusing on the goal, right? I knew that it made sense, right? Sooner or later, it should happen. B, I knew that in other countries it is happening, be it Kenya, which is lower in terms of economic stature from India, or be it America, which is much higher in terms of economic stature from us. Right? Now, in this journey, right, when we started meeting insurance companies. Some kicked us out, right? Some entertained us. Some actually, honestly, made fun of us as well, right? That this is a stupid idea. Please don't follow it. Don't destroy your career, right? Probably, and they were right in their own thought process, right, at that time. Right? So between all of this, I'm meeting different insurance companies. I clearly remember that I am in Gurgaon. Somebody in Oriental has told us that I can go and meet the GM of marketing. Right? Now, if Oriental GM of marketing calls any typical insurance guy, they would be very happy and run towards them, right? I was like, I am talking about a brand new idea. I'm exiting a private company. They have shooed me away. Oriental is not going to entertain me, right? I get down in the car. First thing, I move out of Gurgaon. It takes me about an hour and a half. 5:30, I'm supposed to meet that GM, and I enter into their office at 6:30. I was like, before even entering into the office, I was like, boss, this meeting is not going to take me anywhere. Nothing is going to happen. Still, because I have committed, I'll just do a courtesy meeting. Lo and behold, that is the company which partnered with us into the IITA sandbox. Right? Very nice. The trajectory is up. No. It is going to come down. Hang on. So that's exactly why I'm talking about resilience, right? So the trajectory is up, right? And I have actually, in my beautiful rosy days, I have also put in a LinkedIn update also saying the same thing, that we have done some firsts, some industry firsts. We have done Oriental first partner, IIT Sandbox, and I'm like, boss, now we have killed it. Oriental fifth largest insurance company, done. Now everybody's going to follow, right? How many insurance policies did Oriental did with us on their own, which we did not contribute in? Take a guess, wild guess. Oriental at that point of time was doing around 1,300, 1,400 crores. Handful, actually handful, right? I was following up with people. Everything that I was talking about, like trajectory and this, and after certain point of time, right? If I was in a very analytical, very logical frame of mind, I would have left my job there and then. I would have left the startup there and then and left and gone away with it, right? But sometimes resilience, sometimes what actually they just mentioned, right? Sticking to your industry, right? It's nothing just resilience, right? Saying that even if the progress is not happening right now, if I have trust in the game, I will play it. Keep checking. Definitely keep a same check for yourself every 6 months, every 1 year, every milestone should be there, right? If 6 years no progress is happening in premium financing and I'm still trying to do premium financing, then I'm stupid, right? So I need to have my checkpoints also, but don't be overly happy about stuff and don't be overly negative about stuff when that happens, right? So I think resilience is key, right? In addition to that, I think there's a lot of noise, right? Insurance industry also, sometimes what happens is that when we are young, when I was young, right, I would go to people and they would say that this is how the industry has operated, this is how the industry will operate. While I heard them and I nodded, every time in my head I would say, no, I am going to change it and I am going to try and change it. The honest truth is I was not able to. Not even one single time. I was managing India's first insurtech accelerator. Right? Got all the opportunity for a company called Swissre. It's a reinsurance firm, has a very wide reach. Right? Fantastic. I thought now I'm going to break and disrupt the industry. Any disruptive idea that is encountered in insurance industry right now in the last 10 years, probably no. Incremental, yes. Why is that? It's an industry of promise. It's an industry of risk. It's real money going. You take 10 rupees from the customer and give them a promise of 1,000 rupees. Right? It's not easy to change that. You genuinely have to deepen your knowledge to a very high level to be able to change it. Right? You have to motivate people. You have to show numbers. You have to show data for them to change. Right? So be resilient and sort of try and accept what the industry says also at some times. In the back of your head, try your best to change it. If it happens or it doesn't happen, don't worry about that. Right? I think that's my takeaway from the experience that I have had up till now.
Excellent, Prabal. I think mindset, awareness, and resilience, as you say, is what people can move forward for. Pankaj, you have been in HR closely. Beyond technical knowledge, what one HR intervention do you think is critical for developing the next generation of insurance leaders?
So, in organization, like HR now, it's not like a very silos. So they are closely working with the businesses, and they are developing the that what are the competency levels of each employees at that particular functions, correct? So HR, like basically they identify that lots of competencies, that whether this person is competent to go for the next level or not. So we, as a HR, we work with the businesses also to identify, okay, maybe that person is doing really good in the numbers, is doing really good in terms of generating the business and all, but whether he is ready for the next level or not. So how we can evaluate them? So that's how this HR plays a role to identify that what are the knowledge gaps and what are the competencies status of that particular employees. So through that we use lots of tools, lots of techniques to identify whether this person can be ready for the next level or not. So that's a succession management, succession planning. These are the things which are now it's very, I can see it's very visible, where the business is also asking and taking the help from HR to identify what is the knowledge gap, what is the skill gap that needs to be identified, and how we can develop the future leader. Because if your one super leader is leaving the organization, and now if you don't have any leader who can replace it, so that's how this HR plays an important piece, that whether your succession planning or succession management is there or not. So if the senior leader is going, it will not impact the business, and you will have another person who can replace in-house, like within the company also. So that's how it plays. And there's another thing which I can say that what regarding as an industry which is moving in last 5 years or 6 years, specifically on the consulting piece. Now instead of just providing the services, through the services now they are moving to the consulting, and where the consulting in terms of now nobody wants to go for the transaction to do the to sell the insurance, and they are creating that environment to create how this can be as a consultant. They can sell the insurance product to customers and to provide them the solutions they are.
Brilliant. I think HR intervention at right time can build great careers or maybe make a mediocre career. That's quite evident. To the audience, I think a lot of engagement is happening. I can show me your hands that how many people in last 5 years have taken a huge career risk.
Are you talking by joining NIA? I think
That's the spirit of this summit. That's the energy we wanted. So before closing, we'll have a rapid fire, quick questions with all the panelists. 30 seconds. We'll like to hear. Amrish bhai, describe risk taking in one word.
I think so. It's how your vision you want to shape up, and that's how the risk moves up. You have to have a big vision for risk.
Great. Prabal, biggest risk you have taken and what's learning?
I think the biggest risk that I took was I had a very aggressive conversation with a CEO of a large insurance company once. That was one risk that I took, and I think I shouldn't have taken it. But I think when you're speaking out of truth, right, and out of honesty, right, even if you're sort of a little bit aggressive, the other person appreciates. So take this risk very, very seriously. I mean, don't use it or overuse it, right? But just use it judiciously.
Sudhakar, if you have to take one bold leap tomorrow, what it would be?
Join one more insurtech or create an insurtech. So, yeah.
Awesome. Pankaj bhai, one quick piece of advice for someone taking the first career break.
First career break. Okay. Insurance, stick to insurance. I'm telling you why, because insurance there is no linear progress. It's a functional ecosystem where you can go, and I have seen in my entire life or like in a professional career also, people who started with underwriting and now they are in the claims, or the people who started with claims, they are in the like in any other project management role also, or they are doing the BA role also. And many like seen that those who were like as an underwriter, now they are in the trainings also. So this is like a linear progress. There is no linear progress. It's a ecosystem just to identify where you want to build the career. But only the key is patience. So you, because organizations are recruiting you to build their future leaders. So now don't get bogged down with the transactional things. Think that in if you are going to have stay with the 5 years and 6 years, they have organizations have the plan to make you future ready, a future leader. So that's why they give you lots of strained programs and where you're getting the exposure and all. So that's insurance is again maybe Sudhakar has also mentioned it's a growing industry and we have not seen any kind of sunset. So it's still there is a like we have a agenda to vision to achieve that 2047 insurance for all. So insurance is going to grow. You all are there. Maybe your kids when they are looking for any kind of a future like roles or that the industry will still be there as a growing.
Spot on. I think question for all, a little fun one. If risk taking was on a sport, choose out of three: skydiving, chess, or poker. Which one will you choose, Amrish bhai?
Chess.
Poker.
I would go with poker definitely.
Sudhakar?
Skydiving.
Oh, so
It's a risk, right?
so we have all big risk takers and big fun takers. Great. So as we come closure, before we sum up, I open up the forum. Anyone can ask any questions. This is three-layered question: what you are today, what you want to be tomorrow, and beyond that. I think if we will be able to handle it.
Any questions, basically.
First, you have to tell us if you've been asked to ask question or it's a genuine question.
My question will answer this question, sir.
Wow.
So, I'm having two questions particularly. The first is regarding the risk-taking ability. Amrish sir has answered quite a bit on this. Like, if a person wants to build this risk-taking ability, if he is taking smaller risks, then it will work for him, as sir has taken. The second is like, I and few other my friends are also more or less interested towards the entrepreneurship. My mindset says if we are working in a big company, more or less a checklist will be provided. We as a management trainee or junior level, initial level employees, just ticking the checklist and doing that part. So no mind making or brain working is like hardcore there. The real game changer is like entrepreneurship. If Prabal sir, my question is to you. Your startup is a beautiful blend, like loan, investments plus this insurance. So if a finance enthusiast wants to work with you, what hardcore skill you want like he should bring onto the table for the finance role? Amrish sir has talking about the broking firm that father has started. So if a sales guy, a salesperson wants to work into the with you, so what things he should possess, how to build assets, particularly during this MBA journey, and to the Rohit sir for the for the IT, like if a person is the IT enthusiast sitting over here,
No, you have to spell the company name.
Up Only Technologies, yeah, it's
Good one.
starting in 2024, yeah. So what can we bring onto the table to work into this entrepreneurship journey with you?
Prabal, first you start.
Sure. So I think if you want to go for a career in finance, right? I think definitely attention to detail is one thing, right? So honestly, I have delved into every aspect of my company apart from finance, to be honest, right? Because I knew for a fact that I am great to start off new things and sort of make them run and transfer and make sure that it runs very well. But my attention to detail is not that good, right? So if there is in finance, right? If I lead 1-0, the game is going to change, right? So attention to detail is one thing. I think that checklist thing that you were saying, right? In a corporate, I think that is honestly very relevant in finance, to be very honest, right? Because there is a method to the madness, right? Your accounting structures are set, right? You have to sort of give out the accounts in a different, in a already set, preset format, right? You have to also do transactions, invoicing, everything, right? In fact, even loan structures in a very preset format, right? This is a very heavily regulated industry, right? And if you talk about my industry, it is absolutely sandwiched between the IRDA and RBI, right? So the biggest regulators in India, right? Too. So I think if you talk about that part, I definitely feel that there is a bit of a contradiction from your thought process in finance and that checklist aspect that you mentioned. So, but apart from that, I think at your level, right? I honestly feel that if you're earnest, right, if you're ready to show up every day, right, if you provide your 100% and just keep learning day on day and don't repeat mistakes, I think that's the only thing, honestly, that will take you very, very well for the next 3-4 years, right? And then it is your skill. For the first 3-4 years, I think the basics only determine and define how your progress is, right? Because I'm sure anybody who hires, when I was also hired, people were not expecting rocket science from me, to be honest, right? I was in my head thinking that I'm going to break the world, but nobody was expecting, right? And I didn't break the world, right? There are people who do that as well, but the probability of that is huge. So just that is my 2 cents.
So yeah, I agree to what all he said, and I'll give you a story on this, and listen it very carefully. So you are coming out of NI and willing to be a good salesperson at a broking firm, okay? And a lady housewife, and it's a real story. Coming out of her mess, now wants to do, because she's left her husband, and she wants to work and earn money at the age of, okay? No insurance background. You have an insurance background. You know everything. Because we expected to know when you come out of it. Gut of my father that we should take her. I need to help her. Okay? Because she's my daughter of a good friend. Okay? I said, okay. My brother and me know. क्या करेगी, I said, ठीक है. Now, the difference is that in 5 years, she has, in the next 3 years, she has become I'm giving in a nutshell, she's continuously on a year-on-year basis winning the best salesperson award. She, obviously, you would have trained her, and she used to listen to every training. For a CRM software, we chose her to give all the inputs because of her tenacity to learn things and give inputs on the process and all other aspects. She is now a team, which team members were leaving under her. He guided her, then she listened. Now team members are sticking under her. She is willing to learn. Now she is heading surety also in a particular region. What was the main thing? The main thing is the hungerness what you have, which will make you learn to not repeat the mistake, learn and learn. So that is the thing which you need to bring to the table for any company. And then you will clearly establish yourself. You will be seen that person. अरे वो करना चाहे उसको देते हैं, वो उसका पेट में भूख है वो कर दे, चाहे उसको 3 काम भी दे दो, 4 काम भी दे दो. I'm sorry. She is also overseeing our Hyderabad branch. A lady of 50 years, housewife, no insurance background. So if you can understand that, I think so you will be able to understand what you need to do when you join a firm. So yeah. So I think so. This will give you the entire thing. I mean, this example just came into mind so that you can exactly understand what is required. So you have to stand out to be recognized, so that you come. Her incentive is more than the salary. Okay, her salary growth is there, but her incentive is more than the salary in sales. That's where we use the best salesperson. So, yeah, that's my answer.
I think mine is very simple. As we build innovation through simplification, discipline yourself. I think everything will follow. Because if you're not disciplining yourself, whatever information is available, as in the last session we understood, 30 seconds is what the world is operating. If you're not able to have it, you lose it. So better discipline yourself, play that 30-second game very smartly, so that other things will follow it. Any other question?
I think I'll add one very 10-second thing. Be stupid. Ask stupid questions. As soon as you exit out of NIA, nobody is expecting rocket science, as I said. Please ask stupid questions. Please be sure in terms of what you're doing. Asking is better than not asking and then giving out something wrong or incorrect or whatever, or wasting somebody's time, right? So it's best to just ask, right? Ask for guidance, right? Make sure that somebody is easily accessible to you. Build that relationship, and I think that will also help tremendously.
Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
Can you pass on the mic? See, this is a sum session. So any questions of first, second, third, fourth one should answer.
So my question to you, Rohit sir, that you worked in ICICI Prudential for around 5 years, then ICICI Bank around 3 years. What are the main thoughts behind that you are to start your own platform? What was the main thought and what are the hurdles to face? Because when we are doing organization, this is just kind of safety net. We are not ready to take risks. So what was your thought process and what the hurdles you faced during your journey? And if you someone at NIA student want in future do their entrepreneurship, what would be your suggestion to to these kind of hurdles he should not face in his journey?
So suggestion wise, I am not the right person to suggest, but yeah, I can always narrate my journey. ICICI Pru Life was my, I had a recruiter before. The person I got trained as a management trainee, the HR was in the campus today for the second panel. So yeah, the early stage NIA, as we were discovering that you first decode. So we got decoded, got into ICICI, got little, the disruption happened there, and then the delivery. And the delivery happened through ICICI Bank to outside. So that's why we took that risk, if you ask me. Again, over a period of time when you start working, you will realize there are certain things are not getting solved. And you have an obsession to a customer. You'll always find resistance because the pattern is always fixed. As an organization, it will work certain protocols. And with the country moving forward, the space was opening up. And that space opened up that people, little more passionate, little more having a conviction, wanted to play the game, they should open up. And if all the world is putting money in India, and in the generation we are in, if we don't put that risk on table, then we'll not be able to build the next level of India. So when we talk about India as a developed country, 10 trillion economy, all of us has to move in that direction. And that's what moved us there. Hope I've answered your question. Any other? Or, yeah.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome home, our alums. And my question is that everybody from the morning are asking about what things to learn, but as an alumni, as honest as you could, what things to unlearn from NIA or like when you go to the industry?
I think that honor will start with Amrish bhai.
What things to unlearn?
Because started from you.
Things to unlearn. See, I think so.
ये
See,
लिस्ट लंबी है ज्यादा.
It's a
Somebody
long
wants to
list or
take up.
something like that.
not a long list. See, I feel, it's, I can answer your question. The whole thing is that up the industry where you go, it's not that this you have to learn, this you have to unlearn, this you have to learn, this you have to unlearn. See, everything has to be situation specific. ठीक है ना? अब NI में अगर suppose if telling you have to be very good to your boss, maybe at there you have to unlearn that, saying that you have to be strategic, if you want to move forward, ठीक है ना? So it is a situation at that given point of time where you have to decide that what I have to learn, unlearn to handle that situation. So if you ask me, when we with at the initial stage graduated, we didn't think कि क्या learn करना है नहीं करना है. Situation आता था, we used to handle that way, and that used to teach us. So I would say 50% of the things we had to unlearn, and most of the things which we learned here applied there. So I think so. It's a situation which will tell you what to learn and what to unlearn, and just be with yourself. Don't it's be automatic. No, you know there's no teacher who can teach you what to learn and what to unlearn. It will be automatic.
And also to add on, so what we are learning here are fundamentals, like insurance fundamentals, and out there in the market, the products have evolved, and almost we cover all the risks. So at this point in time, if you look at to give you an example, as soon as I joined my first job, I was like super excited, and in the training, managers were asking, "Is this covered? Is it not covered?" I was like, "Yes, it is covered. It is not covered." They're like, "No, get this out of your mind." So it is like we can cover anything in insurance, right? So don't say that these are exclusions. Don't be like too much into the terms like we read in the books, right? There is you will see a different world outside. So these are fundamentals. I'm not saying this is wrong. These are fundamentals, very much needed. Keep it with you, but don't stick to this, right? So
one thing you need to unlearn is that the don't say no very fast. Because I have realized in my industry that if I say no, I can't do it for the customer, there is someone who does it for the customer. Okay. So before saying a no, be thoroughly prepared while saying a no. Otherwise, somebody will take that opportunity, and so just don't say no very fast. So this is the main thing I think you should learn.
At the same time, don't be overconfident. So as soon as I joined my first job, I was like, I was behind my sales team. Take me to a bigger deal. I will represent. I will be the consultant. I will be the technical chap. You do the sales bit. I will do the consulting bit. He put me in front of an 8 crore, 10 crore customer. And sales guy came with an, he just opened the door and he's like, okay, ye samal lega, ye nahi, ye banda ke. Like, then I was like, the HR on the other side of the table is 25, 30 years experienced and it is heavyweight in the HR industry. He was shooting questions left, right, and center, and I couldn't answer. I was like almost frozen. Then we both got nicely belted by the HR, and we were thrown out of the room. Then, then my sales guy took me to a restaurant, and he was giving his peace of mind. And because of you, I'm going to lose the deal and all. So we had to be like, as soon as we step out, we had to build that knowledge and we have to take some time. So we have to be cautious and we have to learn, unlearn. Learning has to happen in the first 6 months, 12 months. Take it slowly. There is a learning which I had, but we won the deal. So, and it was with me for 8 years. So, yeah.
I think we feel when I was in NIA or when other fellows used to talk, right? Everybody would say that we know insurance. That is a lot to learn, as he said. There's a lot. It's very, very deep. It's very, very technical. It's very, very detailed, and there are lots of ifs and buts, right? So that you need to understand, and you don't know insurance is what you should sort of bring your mindset to. I think the other part is the world outside is not that kind as well, right? So we don't think that like in NIA, if you go out and talk to anybody as a student, you would always get preference because you are from that industry and you are from NIA and all of that. right? But apart from that, the world is not going to be that kind, right? It's not going to be that easy. How many of you have stayed outside your home and worked? So maybe 10, 15%, right? Definitely, when you guys go out and work, manage your home on your own, right? It's going to be a very different world. And no matter what you say about the food here, you would still love it 2 years down the line.
Pankaj?
So nothing to like unlearn. So whatever you are learning here, definitely it will be useful. But how much it will be useful, it will depend on you. So because maybe like in our organization, NIA students are having the different rep. And if they in the sales team or underwriting, if the person is one is from NIA and other is from the other institute, they will say you are from NIA, you don't know anything about insurance. So be ready with that. Such kind of management comments will come to you and they will ask you because they have a lots of expectations. As Prabal also mentioned that what you are learning about insurance is all about the concept wise what is the insurance, but in terms of application it's completely different. How the business is getting developed, how the business is getting function. So you have to be humble and then you have to observe the how the system is getting function, and then definitely whatever the change you want to bring, that change can also be bring also.
Awesome. I think one thing you should unlearn is once you pass out from NIA, go out of the gate. Forget that you have coming from NIA, because that's what people carry as an attitude, and then they stop learning. So once you have said that I am not learned much, then you will learn a lot of things, and you're competing with the real players, competing from good B schools coming in. So if you have to succeed and compete, you have to do that learning first, which is the proudness of coming out from NIA. So as we conclude our session, I think it has been quite engaging. A lot of questions we were able to answer. We will be outside. If anybody else has more questions, which was one-to-one, we will be happy to address that. As we are closing this session, clearly we can see risk has a high rewards. Risk is not taking risk is a recklessness. It also has a vision. If it is taken, risk is taken with conviction. Risk is taken with a clear vision and can play with resilience. The results are in front of you in this auditorium that people have taken risk and they are surviving and thriving. And what we saw people putting up their hands also showed that what kind of a risk you have already taken. So the results will come out. If you have taken a risk, you will get the results. Great. Thank you so much, my fellow alumni. It was very engaging session. The audience has been awesome. I think you guys have kept the patience. We have pulled a little more, but yeah, apologies. We got the baton a little late, so we can take that excuse. But yeah, it has been an amazing session. Let's keep taking risks because we are sitting in. We at our time we used to call it mecca of insurance, and here risks are taken. Risk we have borne, and risk is what builds future. And that's what we are all about. You have a Lloyd's table outside. Somebody took that risk, and insurance is all across the world. So keep taking risk and keep moving forward. Thank you, everyone. Have a very good evening.
With this, ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded today's final discussion. I now invite my friends to present mementos to the speakers as a token of our love and gratitude. Thank you once again for your time, and we are all vouching for you while you pave your way in this industry.